Stopping by. And as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys my tips on what I have been using to help maintain my locks and to help them grow so long. I have been obsessed with my lock journey. I honestly feel like it is one of the best decisions I have ever made in my whole life. And I really wanted to make this video because every time that I tell someone that I'm only 3 years into my lock journey, they're always so shocked because they're like, and I quote, "Your hair is so long." Now, going through my lock journey, I'm always looking at other people whose locks are longer than mine, so I never really felt that my locks were that long. But I feel like if people keep telling me, then it must be true. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys 3 tips on how to get your locks to grow long and healthy. So go ahead and grab your wine, girl, and let's get to chit-chatting. So my first tip is going to be to figure out a routine that works for you. And this is going to be a wash and retwist routine. Everyone's hair and lock journey is a little bit different, so I know that you can be overwhelmed by all of the stuff that you see on TikTok or on YouTube, but the thing is to figure out what works for you. What I did for myself was I maintained the routine that I already had when I was a loose natural girl and tried to play around with that a little bit when it came to my locks. So my first wash, you guys, was 3 weeks after I started my locks. And now I know, like I said, a lot of people on the internet are like, you need to wait a month or something like that before you wash your hair because you don't want them to. Y'all, I did not care, okay? My hair was dirty and my hair was screaming for a wash. So I was like, why am I gonna deny my hair of what it clearly wants? So I made sure to wash my hair and go ahead and get a retwist. Now the retwist is also going to be the most important thing when it comes to maintaining your locks because your retwist is going to define how your locks actually grow out to be. So for my first retwist, I actually interlocked because I really wanted them to be neat and I wanted the retwist to last, you guys. I was like, these babies are about to come out because my hair at that time was really, really soft and loose. So it was easily coming out. So I was like, you know what? If I interlock, that will get it to stay a little bit longer. But I realized that when I interlocked, the locks were getting they weren't getting as thick as I wanted. Now you'll probably see like this lock right here. This is probably a bad example because it's actually getting thicker. But my locks were kind of maintaining the shape and I wanted them to be really thick, like this lock over here. So I realized that I had to do a little bit more research because I realized interlocking was not for me. So I realized that palm rolling was the kind of retwist routine to get my locks nice and thick while they were growing. So I said, you know what? That is going to be my routine. I wash my hair every 3 weeks and I retwist it after I wash using the palm roll method. Now this is going to be something that you kind of have to play around with a little bit because if you see that say for example, you decide to wash your hair every 3 weeks. If you see that your hair keeps untangling while you're sticking to this routine, maybe you need to adjust. Maybe you need to say, okay, let me wait every 4 weeks instead, or maybe I'll do every 5 weeks. You need to play around and figure out what is gonna work best for you. Now, a lot of people say the reason why you shouldn't wash your hair so soon is because it's gonna prevent your locks from actually locking. But for me, I saw that it was doing the opposite. When my hair was washed and cleaned, it was actually budding really fast. And I think washing your hair, or I should say keeping your hair moisturized and clean, is what is helping the locks to actually bud. And if you don't know what budding is, I'll probably insert a picture because y'all, I took so many pictures the first few months. But budding is what's gonna actually help the lock process start. It's when your hair starts to bunch in on itself because it's realizing that it's starting to lock. So for me, every 3 weeks was the sweet point for me. But as my hair has gotten longer, I have kind of not been doing every 3 weeks. It really depends on what my hair is needing in the moment. And I think that is the main thing that I'm trying to emphasize here. Do what your hair needs. So as my hair started growing a little bit longer, I switched from every 3 weeks to once a month. However, when I'm doing certain styles that require a lot of edge control or a lot of product, I might be washing my hair a little bit more frequently, like maybe every 2 weeks. But like I said, I'm always making sure to listen to my hair. If I see a lot of buildup, I'll wash my hair. If I don't see a lot of buildup, I'll say, okay, I can wait a week or two before I actually wash my hair. You need to kind of listen to your locks, okay? Your hair is gonna let you know what it needs in that moment. I also want to mention that when it comes to retwisting, you also need to be very careful with how often you retwist your hair. This is something that I didn't realize until not late in the game, but a little late in the game, is if you retwist too much, your hair starts to thin out. So let me show you guys. So I have this lock right here. As you guys can see, this baby is thin, okay? Very, very thin. And that's because this lock is on my edges. Your edges have very little hair, obviously. So then you have to be very gentle with certain parts of it. When it came to a certain point, I had to join a lot of my locks around the edges because they were thinning out or they just weren't strong enough to maintain the lock length on its own, and that is okay. I started with probably like 85 or something like that, and then a couple of months into it, I joined them, ended up with 79, and then a couple months later, then I had to separate them because they weren't growing together well. So like, you really and truly in this process need to listen to your hair and see what is working for your hair and what isn't. So like I did, I would suggest you take pictures because pictures really help you to see the progress of your hair as you are growing them, and also write down what you are doing. You can write down your wash routine, the steps you take in your wash routine, how you're retwisting your hair, anything that can help you really track it so that you can easily figure out what it is that is working for your locks and what it is that isn't working for your locks. So the second tip is going to be to prioritize scalp health. So for me, I think of my locks like a plant because I want them to grow, but your scalp is like the soil. So whenever you have healthy soil for a plant, they grow strong and healthy. So healthy scalp, healthy locks. You want to make sure that you're taking good care of your scalp. So for my shampoo, my go-to is the Jamaican Mango and Lime, the shampoo and conditioner, because that shampoo, y'all, that shampoo gets all of the dandruff, all of the product out of your hair and leaves it nice and clean. So that is what you want to start with. You want to make sure that the shampoo that you're using really cleanses and cleans up your scalp. When I first started my lock journey, I was using like a million oils because I wanted like all the benefits. I was using jojoba oil, coconut oil, castor oil, tea tree oil. I was using all of the oils you could think of because I was like, I want them to really soak up the benefits of these oils. However, I realized that after a while, my hair started to get very like heavy and worn down because of all these oils. At first, I thought it was the products like the edge controls that I was using, but after changing out my edge controls, I realized that I was not seeing a change, so it had to be something else. And that's when I figured out that it was actually the oils. So yes, oils can be very beneficial for helping your hair grow, but you want to make sure that you're not overloading your hair with products. You want to select the oils that are going to be super beneficial for what it is exactly you need. So I have narrowed it down to 2 oils so far, and that is going to be Jamaican black castor oil and peppermint oil. I've realized that these 2 oils together are for my hair, okay? Like my hair literally soaks it up, and I have low porosity hair, y'all. So the fact that my hair just like clings to it just shows how much it loves it and how much it has been beneficial for me. I also love the soothingness of the peppermint. It really stimulates the follicles in my hair, and I feel like those 2 in combination are really the key to what has been helping my hair grow. Now, when it comes to the oils, I do not apply them a lot. I apply them after every retwist, and now I've been retwisting my hair about once a month, roughly, depending on how bad my hair gets, or if I need to go out somewhere, I need to do a quick little retwist, then I'll probably do it, but I really only retwist my hair probably once a month. And after my retwist, I will like apply the oil to my scalp, and then once a week is when I will apply the oils without a retwist. So like, I'll say a random Wednesday, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and oil my scalp. Or the following Saturday, I'll say, okay, let me go ahead and oil my scalp. So I don't want to like overload it, because also the fact that my hair is low porosity means that the oils is probably still sitting in my hair, and also your scalp is producing oil as well. So you don't want to add oil on top of the oil and then it all mixes and then you have like a whole concoction going on. But however, like I have been saying, you have to do what works for you. So if you see that your hair needs to be oiled 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week, but it's not getting excessive buildup, go ahead and overall your scalp, but make sure, like I've been saying, make sure that these oils are beneficial and it's not overloading your hair. Now, oils are also really, really good, but I do want to mention a product that I was using over the summer because y'all, this heat over the summer was ridiculous. I felt like the sun was drying out my scalp and I was getting a lot of flakes. So I did a little bit of research and I came upon scalp serums. Now, scalp serums are serums that are specifically designed to target specific scalp concerns. So whether or not that's hair thinning, dryness, or itchiness when it comes to your scalp, those are what they're there for. So in the summer, I was using the scalp serum in tandem with the oils that I was using, but I wasn't using them at the same time. So I was probably like interchanging them. Like one week I'll use the oils, another week I'll use the scalp serum, just so that each product has their chance to shine and chance to help me with it. Now during the colder months, I haven't been using the scalp serum as much and my hair is still doing pretty well, but I know that once the season changes, I'll probably have to bring back the scalp serum into my routine. So also think about that, whether or not you see that the oils aren't targeting specific concerns, maybe you might need a scalp serum. So that's something to be open to as well. Now my last tip for you guys is to keep your locks hydrated. That means water, water, water. Given what locks are, they do soak up a lot more moisture than loose natural hair, so you want to keep them moisturized to help maintain their health. Now you guys have probably seen this in all over YouTube, TikTok, whatever. This is the spray bottle. This is what you're going to be using to hydrate your locks. Like I literally feel like I'm giving myself a little mini shower when I do this. And it's simply because, like I said before, I have low porosity hair, so my hair takes a little while to soak up the moisture. So I want to make sure, that my locks are, I don't want to say drenched, because if you let your locks stay wet a little bit too long, that can lead to molding, which I can make a whole nother video about, like the scary side of locks that a lot of people don't talk about, like lint buildup, mold building up in your locks, all those things. So you don't want to get them like super drenched, but you want to get them wet enough that they can actually soak up and get enough moisture that they need. Now I hydrate with the spray bottle probably every 2 or 3 days, simply like I said because of my hair type, but do what works for you. If you feel like hydrating daily works for you, go ahead and do that. If you feel like once a week works for you, go ahead and do that. Whatever works for you. Now, I simply just have water in here, tap water, or sometimes if I have like a bottle of water laying around, I'll probably put the water in here and use that. You can also use water-based leave-in sprays that have that are specifically designed to help keep moisture into your locks. Whatever kind of product you feel is going to be beneficial for your locks, I would say go ahead and use that and make sure that you're consistently hydrating your hair. Now, one mistake that I did do when I started my locks was I mixed the water with oils. Now, there is a method to the madness, okay? I would suggest using the oils to seal in the moisture from the water. However, don't mix them, okay? Don't mix them, because that is going to lead to contamination in here, and then that leads to contamination in your locks, and then that leads to product buildup that we don't want to build up into our locks. So what I would suggest to do is to hydrate your hair with the water, and then once you have done that, take whatever oils that you're using and kind of just like do this. I don't know what this is called. What is this called? I don't know, but y'all see it. And this is going to help the oil to actually seal in the moisture instead of actually just mixing with it and not doing anything at all. Now, some oils that are good for this are coconut oil or argan oil. I simply stick to my castor oil because I don't want too much product. You also want to make sure that whatever products you're using do not leave residue, because like I said, that can cause buildup, and buildup in your locks is gonna be hard, okay, y'all? I'm entering the lint in the locks phase, and baby, it is not fun at all. Taking out lint out of your locks is so much harder than I thought it would be, and it's just so annoying. But you have to go through some of those things to learn and do better, so I'm not too mad at myself, but I want to share these tips with you guys so you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. Also, my last tip for you guys, and then I'm gonna head out of here. The one thing that people kind of forget is that hydration starts from within. I know I'm drinking wine right now, so you might think I'm a little hypocrite, but baby, best believe when it comes to water, I don't play. Make sure that you're hydrating yourself. Remember, healthy scalp, healthy locks, and it's gonna stay healthy with what you put in your body. So making sure that you're drinking enough water can also help with this hydration process when it comes to your locks. So if you don't take anything from this video, make sure that you take away to keep yourself and your hair hydrated. And that's it, y'all. These are the top 3 tips that help grow my locks fast and healthy. Remember that everyone's journey is different, so make sure that you're taking the time to figure out what works best for you and your locks. Now, if you have found this video helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and share it with someone else who is on their lock journey. Don't forget to subscribe for more lock content, and let me know down in the comments if you have any other questions or if you have any suggestions on how you grew your locks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.